Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ninja Turtles The Next Mutation Reactions. I am Fred. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. We are continuing our journey through the often maligned, ripped into, mocked Ninja Turtles Next Mutation series. We are in the second half of the series, although this DVD set, as I like to say, and you've seen the notes, or at least in the description below for each video, the episodes on this set are out of order, but technically they make more canonical sense than they did in how they were originally broadcasted. So make of that what you will. Uh, we are going to be covering two episodes today, Going Ape and Enemy of My Enemy, which is going to be interesting to see after the fact, to see when did these episodes actually air, and like what they aired before and afterwards. When I look at the look up that information. Let's see, a couple of notes here. Tonight over on my Twitch channel, me and Iceman, who's often with the joins on a lot of the Wednesday night streams, we're going to be starting up Gears of War Reloaded. We have played all the other Gears games before. Matter of fact, we've played Gears of War, like the like the original story and stuff. Two different versions of that, like the 360 version and then the Xbox One version, like that first remake, that added that extra double portion. So it's gonna be It's gonna be it's gonna be hilarious. There will be deaths, animations more than likely. Uh, see what else offhand. Also on the Twitch channel, obviously, and if you're familiar with the YouTube channel, we are playing Batman Arkham Asylum, and this Friday night we are going to be playing starting up Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So those kind of going to be like our three big Twitch games, and those VODs obviously will be here on YouTube going forward. Anyway, as per the usual, you won't hear any audio from the episode here, and the obviously it is blurred out for DMCA issues, reasons, and so forth. Blah blah blah, yakety schmackety. Have a tall glass of orange juice. But plus, I tend to run my mouth a good way through here. It was an episode titled "Going Ape." I'm just going to be interested in seeing Silver's involved, considering how Sewer Crash ended. Like it should have been like a cliffhanger, with how Donatello and Raphael escaped, and like that ending of that episode still bothers me. Like a week later. Anyway, Going Ape. More stock footage of New York and stock footage of Raphael getting on his bike. Seriously, if you're binge watching the series, you take a shot for any time you see reused footage. You'll be you'll be on the flipping floor by this point. Rare daytime footage. Hey, it's Bone Steel, Bonesaw. He ran out of gas? I was like, Raphael was hoofing it too. What are you doing? Heading to a circus? That's a good question. With a 50-pound shell, how is Raphael moving so quick? Don't tell me he's going to actually fall for this with his newspaper gag. Look up sucker in the dictionary and you see a picture of him. Okay, that's cute. Killer Gorilla escapes from circus. So this does not involve Silver, at least offhand. Scheduled for demolition next Wednesday. So that place is being demolished on the next episode of Wednesday? Neat. That would give people incentive to watch a Netflix series. How much more funky than the sewer can it be? And is the top of Raphael's size just like a thin pipe or metal piece with no cap on it? Because anytime I see that, I'm seeing like the hilt of his side. There's actual holes there. And actually, knowing that side were essentially farming implements, you can almost see it there with how long these are. A hell of a gorilla costume too. Oof, that's Raphael is just going through it here, and I gotta appreciate this, just straight up dragging the commitment to the bit of Raphael's head bouncing on every single step along the way. But this is a credit to Bone Steel. I forget, is that the fact he is a skilled hunter. He was able to track down Raphael fairly easy and capture him and string him up. So you got to give him credit. Wow, and that's where the cold opening goes. And for the record, the volume 2 side of this box set, because again there were two DVD sets released in the early 2000s for the Next Mutation series. Each was 13 episodes on it, and the second set had the Power Rangers episodes on it. The uh, the audio mix is definitely different. The Turtle Tracker. Oh, the Ranker also getting involved in this too. The, they're talking about Bone Steel. It's like the big fat hairy object. I take some offense to that. I'm not big. I'm fat and I'm hairy. Yes. If it looks edible, bring it to me. I can't. You know what? Best orders ever given by the Dragon Lord. Bit more slapsticky with the rank here. Okay, why the hell was the kick of a cat meowing associated with the kick to someone's ass? There's, there's a there's a gorilla dude. It's Glorilla. Oh yeah. Oh, gorilla. Oh, he's saying help me. Okay. Okay, that's pretty cool though with the hair and everything. Seriously, Scott McNeil could have played a live action Beetlejuice. All right, Going Ape is like fun reference to the title drop of the episode. I think this gorilla is a girl. Why, you just poke him in the ass. Oh, I kind of wonder, would Bone Seal go after the rank because they're dragons? I mean, no, all things considered, Bone Steel should be Bone Saw should be going after the rank. Or is this a Or is this gonna be like a mixed match here with Raphael and Bone Steel the entire time, or Bonesaw? I'm flipping back, going back and forth for the name. Running from the rank, running from the ape. Funny enough, you see a hot dog cart, and I coincidentally I just had a couple of hot dogs earlier today. Leonardo, you're gonna wait for Raphael for nonstop. It's like, oh, he says Raphael is doing something real fun right now. They're like, no, he is in an odd couple situation with Bone Steel. Oh, they're blocking the sofa with the door with the sofa. This is hilarious. No, clearly Bone Steel does not have head lice with great hair like that. No way. Where did kitchen sink come from? Oh, and it has a ball and chain attached to it. Jake on it. Bone Steel was actually showing trust Raphael there. And I gotta say, that's actually one hell of like a full on like ape costume here for. If, if there's one thing he knows, it's wild animals. No, he understands you. He's gonna rip. He's gonna punch. The ape's gonna punch through the wall, isn't he? Or charge through the door. I was expecting like a full on punch to the wall, grab him and pull him through. So this episode is certainly falling in line with Sewer Crash. This episode is a lot more slapsticky. Leo, Leo is just jealous here for no apparent reason. They hate beds. Oy vey, it's like the gorilla jumping on the bed. Well, the baby seals were asking for it clearly. Okay, I got it right. It is Bone Steel. Is they implying that this gorilla is 900 pounds? Okay, well, all in all, this is a fun episode here with the slapsticky nature. There's like the gorilla versus the rank versus Bone Steel and Raphael. This is quite. This is a lot of fun. You can't help but enjoy it because it's definitely more into the cartoony side. Although turning the rank into whiny babies is a bit much here. Gotta give it to the Dragon Lord. He's laying out the orders like kill Bone Steel, kick the ape from here to China, and capture Raphael. They must fight like dragons, and they fall over. The great slapstick moment there. I gotta appreciate that. It's bringing a trap. Oh, impressive use of the bed springs there. Well, they are definitely a straight up teen up in there. It's like Bone Steel was breaking out his gun, and he's damn. He just takes a door to the face. The gorilla is back. Turtle, for everyone for themselves. It's like it's amazing here that the gorilla is the one that has the straight up advantage on this. Oh, we're going to like a full on Scooby Doo chase, like in and out of the full on doors with the tiptoeing, even the tiptoeing. Oh, this is fucking this is awesome. Donatello and Leo are pissed. They're in the middle of a staring contest. Um, is this is actually the first episode of the series that actually has a B plot. I think it's stuff with PJ cheese dogs. Leo is just so whiny. Is bananas. Donatello's hypnotized again. Is off to work with Silver. They're hiding behind the couch. Oh, Bone Steel is under the couch. He's totally a bonehead, but he's so likable. Lushies? Down with that. Oh, the ape is behind him. He brushes his teeth every day. Bananas. He doesn't like bananas. More. Oh my. This episode is fucking hilarious. Hey, Bone Steel is not dorky. Random crying baby sound effect. Oh wow, this tumbling down the stairs. They're like, run! Oh, they captured the. Okay. Oh, they're gonna kill. I got a fun little like conclusion there. And an interesting fade out. And like no Venus for Michelangelo this episode either. Donatello's just napping and doesn't give two shits at the moment of Leo's latest complaints about Raphael here. Again, this totally a total interesting stuff here with a B plot. Okay, actual use of the sigh here. Oh, just to cut the. Okay, so what's Bone Steel going to do here? Is he going to fire at the ape? Okay, the ape is helping out Raphael here. In general, this would actually work a lot better than the as an animated episode of the 87 series, but the live action wise is also very effective too. I made a new friend, but then you forgot about Bone Steel with the crossbow. Three. Kissing. First comes love, then comes marriage, comes. Well, doesn't quite work. Broke the rhyme there. A trained psycho is on duty 24 hours a day. You know what? Can't argue with it. Jim Chim. Oh, he just took the arrow out of it. And he snapped it. And he's using it as a toothpick. I'm kind of in a way disappointed here that like Bone, it's still we reverted back to Bone Steel being, more of an antagonistic here before the end of the episode. Because this would have been great with them being like kind of mutual here before departing, separating ways. Meanwhile, back in the lair, well, Raphael did make a friend. Beautiful for friendship. All right. Alrighty. As unfortunately, a call I cannot directly respond to here has come through. But we'll push that off to the side. I'm not going to just hang up on them straight away. Because it goes straight to voicemail. Uh, Actually, what's kind of odd? I don't know how we got this. I got this new phone, and I don't know how to put it on vibrate or silent. So anyway, so yeah, So anyway, because I already know, I have a feeling what that call was going to be about, and anyway, this going ape is actually a freaking hoot. I was like, in terms, the dialogue and exchange between Raphael and Bone Steel was great. With them actually, enemies having to work together. It was like a bit of an odd couple situation and avoiding being the ape and also the rank. Um, and it was interesting for at least a moment. It looked like Raphael and Bone Steel were going to look like for a moment that they were going to take on the rank at the same time. Uh, but only for Bone Steel to get smacked by the door with the gorilla entering. Uh, but this was just great. It's just like the actual use of comedic timing. Um, there was a little bit of fight choreography, not much to make note of, but it in general the episode really works as a complete farce. Um, Although the ending is kind of contradicts itself, where it says like, oh where it says like, oh, the ape has been returned under mysteriously we've been returned, but then the last shot you see is the ape walking with Raphael in the park, and it's also an episode where it's basically takes place during the daytime, which is highly unusual for this series, as a lot of it is takes place at night. Which, granted, it's cheaper to film in the daytime when you use natural light as opposed to in the evening hours, where clearly a lot of the footage is shot. Anything that's exterior was clearly shot at night. But anyway, onward to the next episode, Enemy of My Enemy. Although Enemy of My Enemy has a ton of work would work with the previous with Going Ape because of Raphael and Bone Steel being on the same side. Venus, who was not seen in the last episode at all. What's Donatello up to now? What is he doing? Oh, she's pissed. Oh, they're going to be on opposite sides here. Uh, uh, this is an episode. Just find the tone of it is something that should have been seen watched earlier in the series with Donatello and Venus clearly their ideologies beating on opposite sides with Venus's shinobi spiritualism and mysticism and Donatello's scientific endeavors is like have them at it's an actual conflict there. Oh, Splinter's actually gonna do is out and about. Oh, what two punks are messing with some dude? Oh, okay, Splinter gets to throw down a little bit here. Like, did he hit him in the nuts with like a car horn honk? Again, the cartoony sound effects are very, very distracting. The Shredder. All right, so Shredder's back. Wow, that is so much louder than the actual episode. Seriously, I have the volume of set at like 60 to 70% of volume, and the theme is double that. I also just noticed in the intro, like 16 episodes in or so. That Michelangelo in the theme song is wearing a yellow bandana. Oh, he's lost his ego and he's turned into a bum. Zinter's going to rehabilitate the Shredder? No, was Shredder Oroku Shaki is no condition to throw for a trap here, but Donatello and Venus is bickering again. One with in a longer running series, you can see them just constantly butting heads. Oh, oh, and he's passed out after seeing the turtles. That's he's yeah, no, he's Splinter's regretting bringing him here is interesting. Okay, so they're gonna nurse Shredder back to health. It's like they're gonna keep him there for a week. All right, all right. You know, it's interesting to bring back the Wolfman, Dracula, Godzilla. I think, well, for sure, Dracula did appear on the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, which also, takes place in Brooklyn. So potentially, you could connect those shows in that way. Although they did make a mention to bring home the Wolfman, and Michelangelo is doing a Wolfman Jack impression. Dragon Lord looks so damn weird without that headpiece. He had a, a battle magic, a golden shuriken, and chances are Shredder has it. Shredder is not a stupid name. It's a great name for a kitchen utensil. All right, so the Dragon Lord is looking for the Shredder now because he holds the go a has a weapon, but Shredder is in no condition to do anything really. Oh wait, he knows him. Oh wow, damn! Oroku Shaki just take Leo out at the knees. Drink the tea. It's poison. It's kind of interesting that this is like one of the few times. There was an episode of the '87 series where Predator thought he was Michelangelo and ended up in the sewer in the turtle's lair somehow. I think you were humiliated a long time ago, Shredder, but that's a whole other thing. So canonically, this is for like 1997, and it says for 18 years. So 1980, no, 1997 minus 10 is obviously 1987. So it's like 1979. The feud between Splinter and the Shredder started, give or take. I'm trying to do math and I still feel like that's wrong. Oh, oh, they're all picking up trash. Do they have paid? New York does not have paid sanitation workers. No talking. Pick up garbage. Oh, and here comes the rank. Where is he holding the shuriken anyway? Uh, Shredder's response: more freaks? No, I'm out. I'm out, dude. It's interesting though with Wick being like a hand pop puppet. There's only so much that you can do with him, other than picking up and throwing him up against a wall and such. I kind of wonder if Wick was actually was if it was more like a sprocket size from like Power Rangers and Space Zero. The being about like if Wick was maybe like 3 or 4 feet tall, you could a lot more could have been done with them. Actual decent fight choreography here, which coming off of 2 episodes where a lot of the combat was a lot more slapsticky. The paper plastic bit was actually quite clever there. Where's Donnie and Venus during all this? Dragon Lord doesn't like anything, Wick. You should know this by now. Hey, daytime stock footage of New York. The Paradise Junkyard. Although this is clearly a set that was made in Vancouver, British Columbia. Oh, you do a little sparring session? Wait, so Splinter and Naroku and Shredder had like hundreds dueled, uh, hundreds of times? He is the Shredder. Is like he has his on. The funny thing is though, Shredder has his own code of honor. Granted, it's entirely self-serving, but it is a golden shuriken, an actual like a necklace medallion type thing. This dude, okay, I got to comment on the actor for Roku Shaki, the Shredder here. Dude has some nutty dental work. Granted, I'm one that can talk about unusual dental work. Yeah, yeah, they Wick did find the Shredder. The dozen there's only 5 turtles, Wick. I don't think Dragon Lord is gonna understand that. Kiss them feet. Kiss them metal feet. Oh, Dragonoid's going out into the field himself. It's been a while since Dragonoid's actually done anything. A lot of stuff is like he's just issuing orders. And it's good. Meanwhile, Venus is trying to do her meditations. Donatello is and and Donatello's intentionally trying to get on Venus's nerves. It's like with a unique sound system too. Donatello was just being a dick, and Venus has every right to drop some powder on him. Itching powders. Delayed reaction. There's no such thing as the antidote. He's just dumping more of the. He's dumping more powder on him, although it's a bit excessive. Uh-oh. Thinner's mad. The cockroaches need help too. Otherwise, they might mutate and take over the Earth. Wait, no, they will do that when Trump, causes a nuclear war within the next let's see, 3.5 years. I do like the banter between Venus and Donatello, but again, if this was a longer running series, that can totally like play out a lot more because it really should have been something reoccurring. There we go, Dragonlord looking normal with his that headpiece. Hey, he said Mr. Shredder. Yeah, that's right. First name Mr., last name Shredder. Oh, and Shredder gets to throw down and defend himself. That's actually it's kind of interesting in its own when you think about it that you could have like Shredder versus the Turtles versus the Dragon Lord, like a triangle feud, and then you got stuff enemies like Silver, Bone Steel, and the Clockwork Orange looking dude and his gang. And there's a lot of there are quite a few antagonists in this series. Hey, more stock footage of the turtles getting into vehicles. Why does Venus always get the front sheet? It's because she's the cute one. We cannot argue with that. That is a fact. She is cute. The funny thing about seeing Raphael riding his motorcycle is that his mouth hangs open, as if the head is tilted back, as if the head is tilted in a way to let the person in the costume look out through the mouth. Oh, Wick is fucking with the Dragon Lord because he got the golden shuriken, and the cavalry has arrived. Interesting camera cuts there. Well, your master was late and he's dead, so it's a fair game. Wick, yeah, Wick loves underwear. Why am I not surprised? He's going to eat on boxer shorts. You know what? Wick is probably the one person they can say. Bart Simpson could say, "Eat my shorts," and Wick will happily do it. Well, Venus is getting tossed around a little bit. My choreography is actually pretty solid here. Ooh, damn! It's like the iron press. And did he just flatten him with that? Splinter actually calling for Shredder to fight with him, and Splinter actually calling for help and asking for Shredder's help in particular. He said Dead Her was a box thrown at him? But hey, will Shredder's come to Splinter's aid? The itchy powder on who? She's she's tossing the itching powder everywhere. That's a that's supposed to be a industrial washing machine. All the itchies there with the sped up footage. Oh damn! Diaper. Hey, look, people are into this diapering fetish thing. It's like if you're into what you're into, folks. Yeah, that's a visual. That's a visual I did not need. Well, I can understand the sentimental value, but battle magic? Yeah, he okay. I just noticed there the teeth on Oroku Saki. It's actually like it's molded. Oh, and he has like some sort of electrical taxi, and he's taking the golden shuriken. Why is Splinter laughing? Oh, just like old times. Okay, I get it. Splinter is happy. He has an enemy that he actually go one on one with. But Oroku Saki says like, "You always be Yoshi's insufferable pet rat." It's like, okay, hell of a retort there. But if this is supposed to be like the beginning of the rise of the Shredder, really makes you wonder how this would play out long term if the series was continued. So there's so that was actually in terms of giving like a follow up to what happened to the Shredder at the very beginning of the series. It actually does a lot there. It was a little backstory, the turtles not being thrilled and having to help Splinter try to, in theory, rehabilitate him. But you get a little back and forth here that there is, from my perspective, there is a little bit of mutual respect there between Splinter and Shredder. It's like the little dueling scene between the two. It's like how many times have we fought? It's like hundreds of times. We never and they straight up admit they never could truly get the upper hand on the other. So it's kind of like the yin and yang, like two halves of the same coin. So it's in that way it's a good episode. Bring Oroku Saki the Shredder back. You know, at again, I don't know exactly where to say it originally, but again, in the order of which the episodes are presented on this DVD box set, you gotta it's like okay, it works because Shredder has been gone for a substantial set of time, and enough of other character villains were established in the meantime. So it works in that regard of like, okay, this was going to be a series that's not going to be solely reliant on the Shredder. And it's like he was treated a lot more seriously than the Dragon Lord. The Dragon Lord has like been ever since they let him take those first that defeated him with a pratfall. I forget which episode, but Dragon Lord has kind of like been toned down in terms of his perceived threat level. Like he was chased off due to itching powder. In the rank, despite how they really were able to manhandle the turtles early on, it was like, okay, they were diapered and they were sent running with it's kind of interesting as like how the threat level of like the big bad of the season or series rather with the Dragon Lord and his minions kind of gone downhill when Bone Steel is actually more of a threat to the turtles outright than than the actual main villains and their minions. It's actually quite interesting. Like heck, Silver has gotten over more on the turtles than the Dragon Lord has at this point. Because at least because Silver, as I said last week, at least got away. Technically, he got away with the crimes of having Donatello steal a bunch of jewels. Those jewels were not returned. Uh, and Bone Steel has come within an eyelash, of being able to track down and hunt the turtles. Is like he is that good of a hunter. He is that much of a threat that in any circumstances, if he could succeed. So it's kind of insane to think about. Anyway, that I'm going to have to return that call that came in between episodes. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and so forth. Obviously, come hang out with us over on my Twitch channel. Again, later tonight we are playing Gears of War Reloaded, and then Thursday night we're playing Batman: Arkham Asylum, and then Friday night we're playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And then also later in the week, hopefully on Friday, will be scheduled on time. We'll have the Deep Space Nine reactions on Friday morning as opposed to Saturday morning. So tighten your friendship bracelet, stay safe, have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, folks.